which brings me to the importance of what it looks like to have life insurance. Okay, so let's talk about the realness of life insurance.
Right. Sure. So this is always my second recommendation. So income protection is always first piece of defensive planning, and secondary to that would be life insurance. And that pretty much checks both of those boxes for defensive planning. And then we can start offensive planning and talking about that investment, saving, growing money, wealth, right? But let's talk about life insurance for a minute. So I'll just say this: none of us are making it out of this place alive. We all know that, period. There's no getting
Correct.
around it, right? So today at, we're 20, let's just say, and we're invincible. Okay. So we're maybe not thinking about life insurance, and that's okay, right? But you should have it. Why? Because by the time you think about it and it does become relevant, right? We have grandkids and we're retiring and this, that, and the other thing, right? It's too late. Why is it too late? Well, when you're 70, 80 years old, it is so expensive because it's it's based on, Chrissy, your age and your health, right? So the older we get, the more the premiums increase, right? It becomes more and more unaffordable. The younger you are, it locks you in at your young, healthy rate. And they look at your health record. So I have even seen babies get declined from life insurance. So the point is, the sooner that you can get a policy, whether it's for yourself or a child, the better. Because, like I said, things happen. And if something shows up on the medical record, which underwriters will look at, um, that could be an automatic decline for life. Secondary, I want to touch on this because this is very important. A lot of folks think, well, I have this with my employer. That is fine. But when you retire, don't forget you don't just lose your health insurance and all the other things. Life insurance is going too. So when we retire, let's just say we're 67, 70 years old, we're in the predicament I just mentioned, right? We're older, it's more expensive. Can we afford it? Do we want to afford that? And our death benefit, so the legacy that we're leaving to the next generation or our spouse or partner, is far less because you're spending this much but getting less the older that you get. So,
I wonder if people have thought about that because I never thought about that myself, that
mhm,
the insurance that you hold at work is work.
mhm,
And when you're not working there, it's
gone.
no longer there. So you've
Right.
paid into this service, which please still do because anything can happen while you're working with that employer. But once you leave that employer, what is your plan? What is the plan? Because you're still going to um, get older, um, get sick, things happen, need help. These things are still going to need to be there. And if you have some type of income, which we hope that you do, you're going to need insurance. That was one of the things that's like a key thing. My siblings, they stay with me. And that was one of the things that I told them that was a must. You couldn't stay with me without insurance. You couldn't stay with me without a couple of things, voter's registration and insurance. Those were the two things. Because I've always said, I'm not digging into my funds out of a lack of responsibility on your part.
Right.
It's nothing but pennies on a dollar. And I know people say this all the time. Starbucks, I'm not, coming down on you because I love Starbucks. I do. I drink it. But if you can afford Starbucks, you can afford some life insurance policy for yourself to make sure that you're covered and you're not burdening the people that love you with trying to figure out what to do next. So it's very important. Even with a parent, if you don't think your parents have it, get them a policy because if you're their child and they don't have any other loved ones around them, any spouse or siblings or anything like that, or their own parents, you become the next person in line that's going to have to take care of all of their arrangements. So it's important if talk to your parents about it to see if they have something lined up, and if they don't, you need to talk to Adrian or find you a financial advisor that can help you get something put in place that you can afford. I know things are unaffordable right now. I know I'm trying to think about vacation right now. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I can tell you what, my insurances are paid every month.
priorities.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I do agree with what Chrissy said. I'm by no means saying don't check the box at your employer. I'm saying have that. It's uber cheap. It's probably a couple bucks. Um, Sometimes you can add your kids to that too, but everyone should own their own policy. Um, and there are different types of life insurance too. So we can talk about that just briefly. I won't get into the weeds here because not all policies are the same. But generally speaking, there's term and whole life. There's universal too, but we won't get into that. But